Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to begin our meeting, and I want to welcome those who've come in our audience to be a part of the meeting. I'm going to ask one of our local pastors and a friend, Pastor Patrick Messer, to lead us in the invocation.
Please join me in prayer. God of heaven and earth, we thank you for the gift of this day with which to work and serve and play. On this Earth Day, we thank you for the gift of your creation and are more mindful of it today than other days. We pray that you would inspire a deeper sense of gratitude for the earth and all its beauty and its life-sustaining power that you put into it when you created it. Help us be better stewards of this incredible place and inspire within us a sense of awe as we live and we work on this place. We also thank you for the gift of community for the sake of living and working together. We pray that you would help us love our neighbor better and better each day. We thank you for the opportunity to be a part of a community where everyone has a voice, and so we ask that you would grant us a sense of a desire to want to hear one another well, to understand one another well. We ask that you would guide this meeting with a spirit of charity, a spirit of wisdom, a spirit of love. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Pastor, First Christian Church. Call the meeting to order. Let's see who's going to lead. Do we have someone, Lisa?
Yes, it's in your bag.
The pledge.
Yes,
Yes,
the pledge.
indeed. Yes,
Yep.
indeed. Was my head there too. Honored to have two local U.S. Armed Forces veterans with us to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. Pleased to welcome Mr. Joe Emros, Air Force veteran serving from 1968 to 1989, retiring with the rank of Master Sergeant. Among his many awards are the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Meritorious Service Medal, and 10 Air Medals. Mr. Emros serves as the adjutant of the local American Legion Post 12 and as the Veterans Service Officer for Veterans Benefits. Also, we welcome Mr. Alan Mayfield, who served 26 years in active service, 36 years of total service. Part of his service was in the Air Force and part in the U.S. Army, from which he retired as First Sergeant. Gentlemen, we thank you for your service to our country and for leading us tonight in our pledge. Please proceed.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Cole?
Here.
Commissioner Goebel? Here. Commissioner Newby?
Here.
Commissioner Brewer? Here. Mayor Blythe?
Here, thank you. Ask Carrie Hensley to come. We have a new business to present tonight.
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. I'm Carrie Hensley, the Small Business and Economic Development Coordinator. And although our business tonight is certainly not new to Richmond, I think it's been under the Richmond Athletic Club for about 15 years, but it's been here a lot longer than that. But we have some exciting news. We have some new owners, and I want to bring them up here for them to introduce themselves and just tell you a little bit about the way they operate. So, Kurt and Jessica, if you'd like to come up.
Good evening. I'm Jessica Law. This is Kurt. We recently purchased the Richmond Athletic Club for, we've owned it for about 2 weeks now. So we've lived in Richmond for over 20 years at this point, so we are part of the community and been part of the community. He's retired from the Bluegrass Army Depot, and I am a nurse practitioner with oncology at the hospital. So we are located at 528 Eastern Bypass. Our telephone number is 623-2203. For now, we're keeping a lot of things the same. We are learning the business and making sure that we can keep it a part of our community. That's the one thing that was important to both of us as we bought the gym is we are one of the few locally owned gyms by a resident of Madison County, so that was important for us. We do offer silver sneakers, and we've also recently added the benefit of an HSA account, so we're able to take that as well. So that way we can offer more for employees of different businesses. We also have an area, a small area to the side of our business that we're looking to rent. Recently, it was H2 Health Physical Therapy. So we're looking to hopefully provide a space for another member of our community.
We usually like to take a picture, so I want you all out of your chair one more time. You know the drill.
I think we got the one tonight, right? Good show.
Okay, all hearts and minds clear.
Thanks, Kelly and Carrie.
That's Jim's home away from home.
Yeah. Let's see, we have representatives here tonight, or representative, perhaps from Fahey, Ruby Smith and John Brooks are here. The proclamation says, whereas fair housing is a right protected by federal and state laws, and whereas housing discrimination is illegal, and whereas fair housing means persons may freely choose a place to live without regard to race, color, religion, sex, national origin, or because persons are disabled or have children in the family. And whereas fair housing laws apply to persons viewing or renting an apartment, viewing or purchasing a home, applying for or securing a home loan, or purchasing homeowners or renters insurance. Now therefore, I, Robert Blythe, Mayor of the City of Richmond, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2025 as Fair Housing Month in the City of Richmond, recognizing the need for community education and awareness of fair housing. I'm going to ask those representatives of Fahey if you come, introduce yourselves, and those things you'd like to share with our community.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. My name is Ruby Smith, and I want to thank you all for presenting us with the 2025 Fair Housing Proclamation. On behalf of Fahey, we are honored to be here today. We are proud to have partnered with the City of Richmond to administer Community Development Block Grant public service funds through the Recovery Kentucky program. This partnership has allowed us to secure funds for Liberty Place, a substance use disorder recovery center for women for over 10 years. As a project manager at Fahey, John Brooks and I are here today to share a little bit more about Fahey and the work that we do in the region. For those who may not be familiar with us, Fahey is a membership network of over 50 community-based nonprofits in Appalachia, serving Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and Alabama. With a focus on safe, affordable, and accessible home ownership, Fahey has administered over 60 housing projects, creating over 1,000 affordable units in the last 10 years alone. With such a wide reach and ambitious goals, Fahey operates across multiple areas of impact. One key branch is our Just Choice Lending Division. As a full-service mortgage lender, in fiscal year '23, Just Choice Lending served 1,237 people, supporting 524 loans and making home ownership a reality for all Appalachians. We also have a community lending division to facilitate impactful private and public investments in housing and community development. In fiscal year '23, Fahi's Community Lending made 25 loans totaling $32 million and leveraging an additional $26 million to serve 2,288 people in the region. And while Fahi is deeply committed to boots-on-the-ground efforts, we know systemic change often begins at the policy level. That's why we have a dedicated advocacy team working on behalf of our members in both Frankfort and Washington, D.C. These ensure the voices of our communities are heard where the decisions are made. Closer to home for John and me is the Programs Department, made up of both the projects team and our newly formed Disaster Resilience team. In response to the recent devastation in eastern Kentucky caused by massive floods in 2021, 22, and again, most recently in 2025, Fahi developed the Disaster Resilience team to provide housing opportunities for those impacted by the floods. Within the projects team, our primary focus is on housing and community development, specifically leveraging CDBG funds. We currently have 25 community development block grant clients, which include cities, counties, and nonprofits, that we assist in leveraging public service, public facilities, community, and housing and recovery housing funds. These projects range from the development of a fire station in Hazard to a sewer line project in Harlan and a project that's turning an old Whitesburg High School into recovery housing units. But most importantly, Fahi would not have the impact that we do without the relationships we have built. So I'd like to thank you again for not only presenting us with the 2025 Fair Housing Proclamation, but for your ongoing partnership with Fahi. We look forward to many more years working alongside the City of Richmond to support the prosperity of our region. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.
I was sharing with Ruby and John that a great deal of work, as was alluded to in her remarks, but a great deal of work has been done in this community because of the work at Fahi and predecessors, and we are grateful, truly grateful. Again, that expression I like to use, quality of life. What you've done over the years has enhanced the quality of life for our community. So thank you very much, and have a good rest of the evening. Ordinance 25-10, an ordinance enacting and adopting supplements to the Code of Ordinances for the City of Richmond, Kentucky. This is a second reading. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas American Legal Publishing Corporation of Cincinnati, Ohio has completed the 2025 S-29 supplements to the Code of Ordinances for the City of Richmond, which supplements contain all ordinances of a general nature enacted since the prior supplement of the Code of Ordinances for this municipality. And whereas the American Legal Publishing Corporation has recommended the revision or additions of certain sections of the ordinances which are based on or make references to sections of the Kentucky Revised Statutes, and whereas it is the intent of the Commission to accept these updated sections in accordance with the changes of the law of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Now therefore be it ordained by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the 2025 S-29 supplements of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Richmond, Kentucky, as submitted by American Legal Publishing Corporation, is hereby adopted by reference. This ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage date, approval, and publication as required by law.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's ordinance 25-10. Again, this is the second reading, so we will vote tonight. May we have a motion, please? Bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole.
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Is there any discussion? I think pretty straightforward. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Ordinance 25-11, ordinance of the City of Richmond amending the annual budget for the City of Richmond for the fiscal year 2025, estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operations of city government. This, too, is a second reading. We will vote tonight. Mr. City Manager, please, and Madam Finance Director. Sharon, good evening.
Mayor, Commissioners, as we had a full reading last time, I've asked Sharon just to summarize this reading, if that's okay.
All right.
Whereas a budget proposal has been prepared and delivered to the City Commission, and whereas the City Commission has reviewed the budget proposal and necessary modifications have been completed as recommended, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July the 1st, 2024 and ending June the 30th, 2025 is hereby presented as follows. In the general fund, our total resources for appropriations is $65,062,700. Appropriations is $52,553,768, with our ending balance of $12,508,932. In the federal funds, total appropriations available is $80,000, expenditures $40,000, ending balance is $40,000. In municipal aid program, appropriations available is $998,841, expenditures $992,200, ending balance $6,641. In our capital projects, our total appropriations is $9,665,269. Appropriations is $6,536,338, with the ending balance of $3,128,931. In the Goggins Lane Park Bond 1, our appropriations available is $11,071,288. Expenditures $11,070,505, with an ending balance of $783. In our bond 2, our total appropriations available $7,657,233. In appropriations expenditures are $7,576,170. Our ending balance is $81,063. In our bond 3, our appropriations is $46,072,652. Our expenditures, $46,071,660, with an ending balance of $991. In our self-funded insurance, our appropriation available are $3,531,598. Our appropriations are $2,931,598, with an ending balance of $600,000. In our debt service, our appropriations available, $2,335,102. Expenditures of $2,335,102, with an ending balance of $0. In our men's rehab center, our balance available for appropriations is $149,000, with expenditures of $149,000, with an ending balance of $0. The amended 2025 fiscal year budget is hereby approved as submitted. The amounts budgeted above are hereby appropriated to the accounts indicated for the 2025 fiscal year budget. The city clerk is hereby directed to publish a copy of the fiscal year 2025 budget ordinance in accordance with KRS 424.240. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon second reading and adoption and publication by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Sharon. That's ordinance 25-11. This is again a second reading. May I have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Cole
Second.
and Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion? City Manager, anything you want to mention here? Sharon, anything you want to add?
And that's
Well-
also on our website too, available for people to see, right?
Yeah, we can post it after.
if anybody had any other
tonight on the
questions.
Website for anybody
Yeah.
that wants to look at it. That's a good point.
Sharon, that is a large, complex budget. And nothing is more important than keeping our finances in order. So thank you for the due diligence that you give to that large budget.
It's my pleasure, thank you.
Any further discussion? Second reading, therefore. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Ordinance 25-12, ordinance of the City of Richmond, Kentucky enacting abandoned and vacant property registration provisions. This is a first reading. Mr. Attorney, please.
Yes, Mayor, in summary, whereas the city is experiencing a glut of vacant commercial properties in the downtown historical district, and whereas the City Commissions finds it to be in the public interest to encourage the owners to put the buildings in good economic use for the good of the citizens and to promote a thriving downtown. And now, therefore, be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners for the City of Richmond, Kentucky, that what follows are a list of definitions. Section 1.03, registration of abandoned and vacant property. A, no later than 60 days after a property becomes abandoned, the owners shall submit an abandoned and vacant property registration form to the Codes Enforcement Officer. B, no later than 1 year after the property becomes vacant, the owner shall submit an abandoned and vacant property registration form to the Codes Enforcement Officer. C, registration shall include the property address, the name, phone number, and address of the owner, and a 911 address of the property. D, the owner shall notify the Codes Enforcement Officer within 10 days of any change of information on the abandoned property registration form. E, failure to register the residential property as required shall be considered a violation of this section. Section 1.04, registration fee. A, there shall be no fee to register residential property under this section. B, vacant commercial property in the Richmond Historical District shall utilize the following fee schedule. Vacant less than 1 year, $0. 1 year vacant, $500. 2 years vacant, $1,000. 3 to 4 years vacant, $2,000. 5 to 9 years vacant, $3,500. 10 years or more vacant, $5,000. All fees are annual registration. Section 1.05, posting and inspection of the property. A registered property shall be posted with the name and 24-hour contact phone number of the person responsible for maintenance. The posting shall be visible from the street. And B, the party responsible shall inspect the property every 30 days to ensure compliance with this section. Section 1.06, standards and conditions. A, the following standards and conditions shall be met. 1, the property shall comply with all applicable city fire, zoning, life safety, housing, and building codes. B, the property shall be kept free of weeds, trash, debris, and discarded personal items. D, pools and spas shall be kept in working order or drained and secured. 4, doors, windows, and other openings shall be weather-tight and secure. 5, the building shall be structurally sound and maintained in good repair. 6, sidewalks, steps, and yards, walkways shall be safe for pedestrian travel, and failure to maintain the property shall result in a notification from the Codes Enforcement Officer. Continued noncompliance shall constitute a violation of this section. Section 1.07, remedies not exclusive. The remedies provided herein are not exclusive and shall be in addition to other legal remedies available to the city. 1.08, promulgation of rules and regulations. The Codes Enforcement Officer with the approval of the city manager, shall have authority to issue and promulgate such rules and regulations necessary for the administration of this section. Section 1.09, severability. If any part of this section is found to be unconstitutional or invalid, such part shall be deemed severable and shall not affect the remaining portions of this section. This ordinance shall be in effect immediately upon its enactment by the Board of Commissioners following second reading and publication in accordance with the requirements of applicable Kentucky law.
Thank you, sir. That's ordinance 25-12. This is a first reading. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion?
I move.
Commissioner Newby
Second.
and Commissioner Goble. Mr. City Manager, anything we want to, in particular, point out in this ordinance?
I think the one thing that has been clarified for me just recently is in 1.03, registration of abandoned and vacant property. There's a difference in the 60 days registration for abandoned property, which is classified as a property that's already in a codes violation. A vacant property is a property that's empty but not within codes violation. So I thought that was a little confusing, but our city attorney explained it to me, and now it makes sense to me.
I know it seems minor, but you also talked about sidewalks, maintaining sidewalks. Now, do we maintain the sidewalk, or is it the business or the vacant lot owner that maintains that sidewalk?
Our current ordinance requires the property owner to maintain the sidewalk in front of their property.
Right. I mean, that's sort of like what they do in Lexington, and we have that same ordinance on the books here.
That's correct. We've taken the initiative to try to install and upgrade sidewalks on main thoroughfares that are in bad shape. We have taken the initiative to do that over the past 3 years, but it is actually the property owner's responsibility.
I just wonder when the last time we enacted that, and I know it's been a while back, that we've asked the property owner to take care of the sidewalk, which I think I get it because I've done mine, and
I don't know when the last time would be.
that we need to look at that ordinance or that order just to make sure that it's valid.
We can. I would recommend we leave it the way it is because we don't want the full liability of every sidewalk within city limits. You know, to give you an example, if a sidewalk is in very poor condition and it's the owner's responsibility and somebody gets hurt, we certainly don't want that liability
That's what
within all our footprint.
That's what I'm thinking too. We
Yeah.
need to make sure that the liability doesn't fall on us.
Right, but to our credit, we have taken the initiative over the past 4 years to really try to upgrade
Right,
sidewalks.
to fix sidewalks
Yeah.
on West Main.
Without
Right.
the property owner paying any money to do that, so.
And just to clarify, that is the proper step. We've put in a plan in place in accordance with KRS law
Yeah.
that actually, we rate the sidewalks as to their grade. We put in a plan, we have a budget for how much is spent every year. So we have a plan to address sidewalks, and that actually gives us immunity and
So, but
for
the
liability.
sidewalks itself doesn't pertain to it being a vacant lot. I mean, like, they wouldn't be fined for the vacant lot, or they would be, or the vacant building if the sidewalks aren't maintained.
It would typically not happen, though it could, just as we could go after homeowners right now for sidewalks. So we're not, through this ordinance, we're not giving the homeowner any immunity
Right.
that
Yeah,
anyone else
I
would
mean, I just think we shouldn't pop that out there right now. I agree.
Well, you could do it. I mean, if you have an abandoned property, you could use the sidewalk as a citation to make that property abandoned, but we're probably not gonna do that. It's gonna be more properties that have busted windows,
Yeah.
openings.
Fire,
Yeah, you know.
things like that.
And we debated on using the entertainment district or the historical district for our boundaries, and it seemed logical to use the historical district, because then you're including the historical part of our city and trying to clean up the commercial properties that are vacant.
Do you plan on extending that area?
I think that would be up to you all. I think we need to see where we get with this over the next 2-3 years and then you all could certainly make that recommendation.
Has the devil's advocate, as the city has grown, and I think I mentioned it once before, and I think all of us have, as the city has grown, we've grown into the country, so to speak, where there were no sidewalks. How we're accommodating that in this ordinance, are we requiring that the property owners now, being in the city, would build a sidewalk, or is it something the city will do and then require maintenance on the part of the owners?
That's a great question, Mayor, and something that
Because
we.
we've got a lot of them.
Yeah, something we're implementing in our new comprehensive plan and our development ordinance is that we're requiring new developments to have those sidewalks in place. And also, once the multi-use trail path is finished, a new developer will have to install that as well. There'll be connectivity throughout the city with the multi-use path. So if you've got a new development, let's say out on Duncannon Lane, at exit 83 going south towards Berea, let's say that 1,000 acres, a new industry comes in there and wants to build industry, well, they're gonna have to comply with the sidewalks for the road frontage and then also the multi-use path that goes south towards Berea, because that's part of the connectivity in that area. So we're working on that in our comprehensive plan and our development ordinance.
What about Old Richmond?
Yeah, what do we do
We're
now?
working on Old Richmond, and there's some
That's
very
probably a bigger
challenging
deal,
areas.
yes.
You know, our good friend Eugene Estill brings up all the time, Irvin Street behind Southern States, that section there. But with the ditch line, utilities, and the commercial properties already there, there's just no room to put
A
sidewalks.
lot of pedestrians.
Yeah.
A lot
But
of-
there's, like you said, there's no room. I mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of places.
Right of way is not that.
Yeah,
You just
we
can't
need
do
to
it.
move that.
That's an old country
Yeah.
road.
Yeah, that's right.
And just not enough right of way there to,
You know, I know Commissioner Cole has asked us to look at East Main Street towards God's Outreach, and we're looking real hard at fixing that, and Josh has said that he can probably do that, so.
You got enough room there, don't you?
Yeah, I think we're okay. There's one house there that we may have to go out onto the street a little bit, because they've got all their bushes, and it would go through their front yard right next to the cemetery, but
Yeah.
we think we can do that. But there's places like that, you know, we've done West Main, and that was long overdue, and now we're moving to the east side where there's a lot of sidewalks that need to be fixed, but in some places, you just can't put them in. There's no room for them.
well, like I said, that's old Richmond, and
Yeah.
there was no accommodation for additional right of way to get that kind of thing in there, so. In fact, down by God's Outreach, a few hundred feet east of that was the country. When I was a kid, that was out in the country. And in fact, that's where East Main Street ended. There was no extension. Lake Street, you had to do a 90-degree turn there. Then you went up to Irvin Road, which is now Irvin Street, and you were in the country. So it's just changed, and we just have to somehow.
Mayor, as we move along with this ordinance for a second reading, you'll probably get some calls from citizens about it. Feel free to send them to my office and I can give them the explanation, but
Yes.
understand this is just for the historical district downtown, and we do have a lot of vacant commercial buildings
Yes.
that have been sitting there for many years, and hopefully this will get their attention to either, you know, get
Sell it
somebody
or
in
sell
there
it,
under
yeah.
a lease or sell it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's ordinance 25-12. Any further discussion? All right. Second reading will come in our next meeting. Ordinance 25-13, an ordinance of the City of Richmond, amending ordinance 14-24, regulating smoking. This, too, is a first reading. Mr. Attorney, please.
Yes, Mayor, in summary, whereas the city adopted ordinance 14-24 on September 9th, 2014, and whereas the City Commission, at the request of business owners, has made the determination that amendments further defining and exempting a, quote, retail tobacco store is needed. And now, therefore, be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, that Section 1 of the Smoking Ordinance, definitions. Retail tobacco store. A retail store utilized primarily for the sale of tobacco products and accessories, an establishment shall qualify as a retail tobacco store by generating greater than 40% of annual gross sales from the sale of leaf tobacco products and accessories. Online sales shall not count as local sales. Any establishment claiming retail tobacco store status shall be subject to random audits by the City of Richmond. Section 93.19, areas where smoking is not regulated. Adding Section D, retail tobacco stores. This ordinance shall be effective immediately upon its enactment by the Board of Commissioners following second reading and publication in accordance with the requirements of applicable Kentucky law.
Thank you, sir. That's ordinance 25-13, first reading. May we have a motion, please? Bring to the floor for discussion.
So moved.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Anything, Mr. City Manager, you want to
I would just
lead
say
with?
that we're kind of following suit with some bigger cities, Lexington, Louisville, and other cities our size like Georgetown, to allow for cigar bars is what this is about. So if a cigar bar wants to come into our community, they have to sell 40% of their revenue has to come from cigars. And we've had some inquiries from some interested parties to do that. So it's typical across some other communities. I don't see it as causing us any problems.
No, and I would note that in Louisville, they just passed this, and their bar is 15% of revenues. Georgetown passed a similar resolution. Their bar is 50% of revenues. So that is where, and we've come in at 40% is the recommendation here.
All right, thank you for that explanation. Further discussion? And pardon me, whether not many, but I forgot to mention earlier, there are copies of the agenda there in the pocket up in the front. No further discussion. Second reading is in our next meeting. It'll give time, the city manager said, in case someone wants to comment, et cetera, with one of us, certainly. Thank you for doing the research, too, to give us something that we can at least refer to. All right, ceremonial order 25-62. An order of the City of Richmond accepting retirement by an employee in the Planning and Zoning Department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas John McIntosh in the Planning and Zoning Department as GIS Coordinator has submitted a retirement notice to the city, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners accepts the following retirement from the Planning and Zoning Department. John McIntosh, effective April 30th, 2025. The city would like to thank Mr. McIntosh for his 26 years of service and dedication to the department since 1999. The Board of Commissioners wishes him the best in his future endeavors. This order shall be effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 25-62. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So move. Or second, or whatever.
Motion, Commissioner Newby, second, Commissioner Brewer. Any discussion?
Mayor, we certainly want to wish John happy retirement.
Yes.
And I think John was here when GIS was done on road maps that you kept in your glove box. So we've come a long way since
Be
then.
careful how you say that.
I'm
John was
sorry.
here when there was no GIS. Well, it depends on how you say that, right? Yeah, he's almost a relic. You were
That's
thinking
right.
like I'm thinking.
That's right. We wish him the best.
Yeah, he's been here through bringing the city to this point, and we certainly do appreciate it. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Ceremonial Order 25-63, order of the City of Richmond accepting retirement by an employee in the Police Department.
Whereas
Madam
Connie
Clerk, please.
Claiborne in the Police Department as Administrative Support Specialist has submitted a retirement notice to the city. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners the following retirement from the Police Department. Connie Claiborne, effective August 1st, 2025. The city would like to thank Mrs. Claiborne for her 32 years of service and dedication to the city since 1993. The Board of Commissioners wishes her the best in her future endeavors. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-63, ceremonial order 25-63. May we have a motion, please, bring the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Goble,
Second.
Commissioner Brewer. Chief, if we just don't do it, does that mean she'll stay? I don't know what we're gonna do without Connie.
I hate to lose her, I'll just be
Yes,
honest.
yes.
32 years, I've got to spend 27 of them with her,
Yeah.
but she raised us. I mean, she really did. She raised us.
Yes,
She's our
indeed.
work mom. But she has put pretty much her entire life into the city and the police department. She truly cares about it. She cares about us as individuals, so we're truly going to miss her.
Yeah.
She's a big loss.
Yes.
But I'm happy for her. I'm
Yes,
glad that
that's right.
she's made it to this point, and she said she was going to wait it out with me as long as she could, and she's been right in there.
No.
buddy. So I'm so grateful to have got the opportunity to work with her and just be her friend.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you all.
Wonderful human being she is, yes. And loves that department.
Oh, yeah.
Loves it.
Yes,
She does.
indeed.
She really
Loves that department. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Ceremonial Order 25-64, order of the City of Richmond accepting resignation by an employee in the Public Works Department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas Christopher Mullins in the Public Works Department has submitted a resignation notice to the city, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners accepts the resignation by Christopher Mullins from the Public Works Department effective April 18th, 2025. The Board of Commissioners would like to thank him for his service since 2024. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-64. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Brewer. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? I saw Josh, he's here. All right. There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer.
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Commissioner Goble.
Yes.
Commissioner Newby.
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 25-65, an order awarding a non-exclusive franchise for a term of 10 years for a telecommunications system within the confines of the City of Richmond, Kentucky to CMN RUS LLC. Mr. Attorney, please.
Whereas by ordinance number 22-08, the City of Richmond, Kentucky created a 10-year non-exclusive franchise for a telecommunications system within the confines of Richmond. And whereas Richmond offered a bid a non-exclusive telecommunications franchise pursuant to ordinance number 22-08, and whereas after publication of said advertisement, Richmond received a bid from MetroNet. Now, therefore, be it ordered by the City of Richmond Commission as follows. Section 1, that a 10-year, non-exclusive telecommunication franchise created by ordinance number 22-08 be and hereby is awarded to MetroNet. Section 2, all prior ordinances or resolutions or parts thereof in conflict herewith are to the extent of such conflict hereby repealed. Section 3, that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the franchise agreement with which memorializes the award by Richmond to MetroNet of said franchise subject to the terms and conditions reflected in ordinance number 22-08 and this resolution. Section 4, that the statements set forth in the preamble to this resolution are hereby incorporated in the order by reference, the same as set forth at length herein. Section 5, that if any section, sentence, or clause or phrase of this order is held to be unconstitutional or otherwise invalid, such infirmity shall not affect the validity of the remainder of this order. This order shall be effective immediately upon reading and passage by the Richmond City Commission.
Thank you, sir. That's Order 25-65. May we have a motion, please? Bring the floor for discussion and approval.
So move.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby, is there any discussion?
Mayor, if I may?
Yes, sir, please.
What triggered this renewal of this franchise agreement was MetroNet is selling their video, what would I call that, division off? And so that triggered the renewal of the franchise. Tyler and Jonathan Pointer negotiated this deal, and it does reduce our cost with MetroNet, and it adds digital service to 10 of our locations. And MetroNet will be in touch with customers about eliminating the video piece of this. So actually, with them selling off that division, it triggered us to renew the franchise agreement, and it benefited us, actually.
Thank you, sir, for that explanation.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. If we get in the weeds, I point to him.
Yes. All right, any further discussion? All right, there being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 25-66. An order of the City of Richmond hiring 2 employees for Parks Grounds. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the Parks Grounds Department needs an additional full-time laborer 1 positions, and whereas the position was advertised and interviews conducted, and whereas the interview committee has recommended a hiring for the position. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following individuals are hired contingent upon their successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements as a laborer 1 for the Parks Grounds Department, effective May 5th, 2025. Pay grade 2, Matthew Adams, Jonathan Brown. They are at-will employees and will serve a 1-year probationary period. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-66. May we have a motion, please? Bring the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Goble, is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 25-67, did everyone get a copy of that? Order 25-67, an order of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, directing that the Director of Finance to open a certain bank account. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the city is bonding various projects which are required to be segregated from other city funds, and whereas the city's Director of Finance wishes to open and maintain a separate bank account for such monies. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the Director of Finance is hereby authorized to open and maintain the following bank accounts: the City of Richmond Parks Projects Extended, the fund account at Central Bank of Richmond, Kentucky, the City of Richmond Parks Projects Extended Checking Account. This fund will manage the Bond 3 series for the projects such as parks, police station, golf irrigation, Little League, etc. The City of Richmond Debt Services Fund account, also at Central Bank, Richmond, Kentucky, with the City of Richmond Debt Services checking account. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-67. May we have a motion, please? Bring the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Newby, is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you.
one here, and I'll take it, just take out 68, I think, right there.
Got it, yes.
Yeah.
May we have a motion, please, to amend the agenda to include the following: Order 25-68, 25-69, and also that we will include an executive session according to KRS 61.810, subsection 1, subsub F, regarding personnel.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Newby, that we will amend the agenda.
Commissioner
Clerk,
Brewer,
please.
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Sorry about that, it's in front of me here. And this is 6-8 only, is that right, Madam Clerk?
Yeah, that,
And then
Just
you've got
6-8 only?
6-9.
that may be yours.
You're 6-9, yeah.
Okay.
Let me take that one. This is 6, I've got the others here.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Order 2568.
Order 25-68, an order of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, accepting a bid for the artificial sports turf project at the Richmond Regional Sports Complex. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond has advertised and accepted bids for the installation of artificial sports turf on the 280-acre site for the sports complex located at the corner of Tates Creek Road and Goggins Lane. And whereas 4 bids were received and 1 proposal which met all specifications has been determined to be the best. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that 1, the Richmond Regional Sports Complex Project Contract 604-25-01, the artificial sports turf, is awarded to Rising Sun Development Company of Lexington, Kentucky as the low bidder for a total of $2.29 million, which is approximately 460 square feet. I'm sorry, 460,000 square feet. Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder Tammy said we were turned all the way to Lexington. Okay, sorry.
Freaking out.
Funding for the project will be allocated from the Richmond Sports Complex Project Fund and the General Obligation Fund Series 3, which was approved by ordinance 23-47 and 24-30. The submitted bid is hereby attached to the order. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-68. May we have a motion, please, and bring the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Goble, Commissioner Brewer. Is there any discussion? Anything you want to mention, Mr. City Manager?
Yeah, Mayor, Commissioners, I want to explain, the new park includes the turf, playground, signs, and landscaping. The new park financing does initially. What we did to try to save some money with the engineers is we separated those 4 pieces out from allowing the general contractor to bid those because they would just bid it and mark it up. So what we did is we put out a turf bid, and if you'll notice in the recommendation letter, we received 4 bids, but this bid, the low bid actually came in 2% lower than the engineer's projections, which is a good thing. I just don't want you to be startled when we come back with the playground bid, the sign package bid, and the landscaping bid. They were all included in the initial cost of the park, but we just separated it out to try to save money.
You really already budgeted for it.
Yeah, it's already budgeted for. We just didn't allow the general contractor to take a subcontractor, mark it up 25%. It cost us that much more, so. And I think this proves that it did save us some money with this.
Excellent, excellent.
I know Tammy about had a heart attack when she saw the
She
amended
strokes out
budget.
over that
I
kind of
get
stuff.
nervous over those millions.
I do too.
Any further discussion? Let's see, we already have the motion, don't we, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. There's no further discussion. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Madam Clerk, he ain't doing nothing. Grayson, where you want to vote? He says yes.
Okay, yay.
Somebody asked about that 2.3 million. Come see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry,
Yes,
the next one will be bigger.
Thank you. Goodness, Tammy, I don't know what we're gonna do, I'll tell you. Order 25-69, an order of the City of Richmond hiring an employee for the Public Works Department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the Public Works Department is in need of additional full-time laborer one positions, and whereas the position was advertised and interviews conducted, and the interview committee has recommended to hire for this position, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following individuals hired contingent upon their successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements as a laborer one for the Public Works Department effective May 5th, 2025. Pay grade 1, Caleb Smith. He is an at-will employee and will serve a one-year probationary period. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-69. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second.
Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. This is our public comments period. Does anyone come tonight wishing to make any comments before the commission? All right, sir.
It's already up, Wayne.
I'm Wayne Robinson. The sign I'm talking about, how do you put it? Maybe somebody something have to happen for things to happen. Right down at the corner, when you come up to the light and you turn right, you're supposed to turn right, they still want to cross. They're still going
Okay,
over.
which corner are you talking about
The
here?
corner right here.
Right
on Second
here.
Street.
Second.
You mean
Main,
going southbound?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You get to the light, some will do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Some
I
are
know you're
still
right.
coming on over, and the middle section is to go over or turn left. Well, two cars went over at the same time.
Yes.
And they, lucky they didn't get hit. I'm just wondering if, can a sign go up on that corner saying right turn only?
Right turn only. Yeah, we can, I think we
Because they're
can do
not
that.
looking down at the road itself, because it's in the road.
You mean the
and
kind
they're
of
not.
sign that shows the lanes? and then-
Lanes and then right turn only.
Is that something
So,
we do,
Can that be done?
Mr. City
I'm gonna
Manager?
look into it.
Because
Yeah.
the other day, it's just lucky that one car stopped and that didn't go.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I've seen it, yeah. Thank you, sir. Second and main. Anyone else in the audience tonight? All right. Mr. City Manager, please.
I just have two items. I just wanted to remind everybody of the Richmond Industrial Development Luncheon Thursday at noon at the Ignite Academy North. And then Saturday, the opening ceremony with our new Revel Field for Little League. I think that starts at 9:30, so you might be there a little bit early, about 9:15. That's all I have.
Okay. Commissioner Cole?
Just one thing, I just wanted to say that we had a fantastic time, fantastic weather on Saturday for the City of Richmond Easter Extravaganza. Our Parks and Rec crew was, wow, entertained a large crowd. The weather was just perfect and the kids had a great time. We had the petting zoo, we had Easter eggs everywhere. It was just a fun party for our little folks here in Richmond. So that was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Brewer?
Well, I guess I could add to that. I have been to many of them, even growing up. They weren't called that, but it was a great day. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people enjoyed. I guess it grows bigger every year, so I don't know how you're gonna top that crowd that was this time, but it was a lot of fun.
All right. Commissioner Newby,
I don't have anything, Mayor.
Commissioner Goble.
I'm good, thank you.
Let me mention this while it's on my number one. Folks were kind of gearing up for Tasty Tuesdays. I think that's going to be quite successful this season, and the weather is holding tonight, so that's even better. I want to mention something else, though. We mentioned before, that is on Barnes Mill, near the intersection of Lancaster Avenue, not that far, not beyond the station, but right there where the street was cut off for the new street pavement. But again, and I drove by there 2 or 3 times just to see, there still is the concern, and I've looked, folks are parking there, but they're parking on the grass because there is no parking. I guess it's a new median, and yes, there is a resident who has called when there has been either an activity at night.
Dr. Miller.
Dr. Miller.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Either an activity at night by one of the residents of a home there, and lots of guests, or, and I drove by during the day, and it appears, and this is not to be derogatory, but it appears that student parking, just by the timing of that parking, I watched it through the day today, and but parking on the grass, which is now a new median. So, but I know, Chief, there's nothing you can do until we put something there for you to do it with. Barnes Mill at Tate's Creek. You know where Dr. Miller lives?
Yes, sir.
In front of his house.
Okay.
And in fact, I noticed where some cars were parked, and it's amazing he can get out of his driveway, even though it's on the other side of the street.
Chief, should we make that residential parking permits?
They asked for residential parking only.
Let me go out there and look at it, and I'll be back with you.
Yes, sir.
Just to double check.
I told him we would look at it and see what, probably nothing you all can do unless we give you the teeth to do it with. So, thank you, Chief.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. City
It's
Manager.
become student housing, and if you drive past there, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, gosh, I think the other night there was like 11 or 12 cars.
Yes.
And there's not room
There's
for
not
them,
room.
is the
They
dilemma.
counted 11 there the other day, so
Oh, I'm
parked
glad.
in the grass.
That was my concern today, yeah. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr. City Manager. That's it. May we have a motion, please, that we will go into executive session according to KRS 61.810, subsection 1, sub F regarding personnel.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you.
I'll make a motion. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Let's see here.
I said I'll make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Don't tell her. All righty, thank you so much. May we have a motion, please, that we'll return from executive session into regular session?
So moved.
No action having been taken.
Second.
Commissioner Goble, Commissioner Cole. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer? Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Mr. City Manager, anything in addition before we close out? No, sir. Thank you so much. Maybe have then a motion, if all hearts and minds are clear, a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer? Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.